Okay, first of all, before I continue, I got new hair. A new hair color. That sounded weird. I feel like I've gotten used to it pretty quickly, so it doesn't feel like that much of a change. But if you look back at my older videos, I had like kind of dark, dirty blonde hair, but now it's kind of like an ashy, much paler blonde. I was going for kind of a gray, and I don't know how gray it turned out, but I like it anyways. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out before I started. So today's video is about happiness and how to find it. I realize this sounds kind of like a deep and philosophical topic, but I promise I'm gonna have like concrete tips, and I'm not just gonna talk about the meaning of life. But I do want to start with a little bit of cheesiness. Something I've noticed as I've gotten older, I'm 17, so it's not like I'm super old, but something I've noticed is that happiness isn't necessarily like doing exciting things all the time or not having to do any work and just being able to go on vacations all the time. That makes you happy, but it's not the kind of deep happiness that you want in life. I don't know if that makes sense, but happiness is more like just appreciating what you have in the moment, taking care of yourself, and also working hard, because working hard on things that you're passionate about gives you a sense of purpose, and I just don't think that you can be happy without a sense of purpose. Now, I think when people hear appreciating what you have, they think of like settling. And that's not really what I mean by appreciating what you have. It's not really settling with what you have. It's more like celebrating what you have. It's not accepting the fact that you don't have cool things that you really want, but it's looking at all of the cool things and opportunities that you do have and just choosing to be happy about that. Basically, happiness is like a constant celebration, a constant party in your mind, because you choose to view life that way. You choose to view it as something that should be celebrated. Now, I know that sometimes there are life situations in which it's really hard to find anything to celebrate about, and I hope that you never find yourself in a situation where there's nothing to celebrate or be hopeful about. These are tips for when you're kind of feeling down, when you don't have a lot of energy for life. They're not going to fix everything, but they will make life a little bit brighter. Unlike the scene that I have outside right now, supposedly it's the summer solstice today. I'm filming this on June 21st, but it has been either drizzling or pouring or very cloudy this entire week. But I'm staying positive with these tips. So we're just gonna get straight into it. My first tip is the daily 9. If you do any one thing out of this video, please choose this one. It'll take like 3 minutes out of your day, and it is seriously gonna make such a big impact. What I mean by the daily 9 is, in the morning, write down 3 things you're excited about for the day, and then before you go to bed, write down 3 things you were grateful for that day, and 3 wins, or like big accomplishments from the day. You gotta pat yourself on the back, you know? Just making those 3 tiny lists every day is gonna make such a big difference, because it puts you in a constant state of positivity. In the morning, you're shifting your focus to the good things that you're looking forward to, and then even if you have a bad day, in the evening, you're shifting your focus to the little good things that happen. You are making the decision to ignore the bad things. So like in the morning, you're not gonna wake up and make a list of things you're dreading. Before you go to bed, you're not gonna make a list of things that suck that day and things I screwed up on. You're gonna start your day and end your day with a positive mindset, and you can't underestimate the power of this. It honestly makes such a big difference. My second tip is just in general, making lists. I think list making is so powerful. Our minds are already kind of naturally inclined to make lists, but they're not always the kind of lists that we want to make. For example, have you ever had a really bad day and you just start making a list of the things that are going wrong because like later in the day you want to go and complain to your friend about it or something? I know complaining is fun, and like there's nothing wrong with laughing at your own struggles, because that can help you keep a positive attitude, but we can't have this negative track running in our heads throughout the day. We need to switch to a positive mindset. And so if you find yourself making these negative lists in your head, stop, drop, and roll. No, stop and start making a positive list. Start listing all of the things you're grateful for. Don't just stop at 3, go for 10, go for 50, go crazy, go for 100 things you're grateful for. Sometimes our minds get into like subconscious patterns, but the important thing to remember is that we have the power to override those patterns. We can establish our own patterns. So make lists. Number 3 is fresh air. You don't have to go out for a run if you don't like running. I get it. Maybe put in some music or a podcast, or just even walk in silence. That can be really nice too, and it can help you clear your mind. I think just being outside is so powerful because nature is huge, and it reminds us how small our problems are. Even when we feel completely overwhelmed and like our lives are about to fall apart, nature just continues on. Nature doesn't care. Nature just keeps running, and I think reminding yourself of that is a really good way to like balance and ground yourself. If you have a really busy day or you just don't feel like going on a walk, at the very least, go like run an errand that requires you to get out of your house. I don't know if this applies to everyone, but at least for me, I know when I am at home for too long, it's kind of like my vision narrows and I only see what's stressing me out and my problems. And then when I step out of the house and I have to go do something where there's a bunch of people around, I just remember how big the world is and I realized how much I've like over exaggerated my own problems. Number 4, start a 1 second a day video. This is something I started doing this year. I don't know, it's kind of self-explanatory. You take a 1 second video clip every single day and then you stitch that together and get like this really long video of your life. So if you had a bad day, there had to be like 1 good second in there. 1 beautiful view that you saw or 1 smile that you shared with a friend. Something good had to happen. And by taking that 1 little video clip and then bringing it all together into 1 video, you're choosing to focus only on the good parts of those days. And as your video grows and grows, you can play it back and see all the beautiful things in your life that you have to be grateful for. Tip number 5 is doing yoga. I know some of you watching this might be thinking, okay, this is where I'm gonna end the video, but please don't leave. Even if you think yoga is like a little woo-woo for your tastes, I think yoga can help everyone, especially if you currently don't have a really great relationship with your body and you need to kind of connect with your body again. I know this all sounds weird, like mind-body connection, but trust me. Or if you feel like you're like a mindless exerciser and you just go do it because you feel like you have to and you don't really pay attention to how you're feeling, yoga will help with all of that, and yoga will help you feel happier. I personally love watching yoga with Adrian. I think Adrian is perfect at like keeping the mood light, but also dropping some really deep life lessons on you while you're dying because you're holding a plank. I think the thing that I love most about yoga is how it taught me to really appreciate the burn of exercising. In a lot of workout videos, you're just going the entire time, feeling the burn, getting ripped, but you're not giving your body a chance to relax at all. But in yoga, or at least the yoga videos that I do on Yoga with Adrian, even the videos that like focus purely on strengthening the core, you do a core exercise and you feel the burn and you feel really tired and sweaty, and then you just take a little break and you get a moment to think about how you feel and how good it feels to like finally relax your muscles. And I am gonna get a little philosophical here, watch out. I think this is a good metaphor for life. You know how they say you can't have like the happy moments if you don't also have the low moments to contrast them against? So in yoga, you can't feel that amazing sense of like accomplishment and release and relaxation if you don't have the really difficult exercise that came before it. And in life, your hardships, once you get through them, they can serve as a really nice contrast for the happiness that you can feel later. So yeah, find any yoga video on YouTube. There's plenty of channels out there, but again, I highly recommend Yoga with Adrian. I want to be best friends with Adrian. Honestly, even if you think yoga is dumb, just try a couple of videos. It's not gonna hurt you. Tip number 6 is just stop. Take a deep breath. Feel how good it feels to fill your lungs with fresh air. Feel the ground beneath you, or a chair, whatever you're sitting on, whatever's supporting you. Doesn't that feel amazing? Okay, you might be looking at me like I'm crazy and I'm not like a meditation teacher or anything, so I don't really know how that looked on video. Recognizing that in this very moment, you are doing fine. You are breathing. You can choose to smile. You can choose to be happy in this moment because nothing is wrong in this moment. No matter what, you always have yourself, your body, your home basically that you can return to. Now, not all of us are lucky enough to have a fully functioning or healthy body, but just appreciate the health that you do have and just how good it feels to be sitting here, enjoying life, watching this video. That's a feeling that you can always return to no matter how overwhelmed you feel. Just return to the present moment. And if that feels really hard for you, you can always practice meditation, just learning how to redirect your own thoughts to not get overwhelmed. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you today. 6 tips to feel happier. Should I do this or this? 6 tips to help you feel happier and more grateful every single day of your life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I genuinely hope that it helped you. No one is happy 100% of the time, but we can try our best in the circumstances that we have. If you enjoyed this video, please like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have so many videos planned. On Sunday, I'm coming out with my weekly planning routine video, which I'm really excited about. I'm also going on a big trip really soon to like the Baltimore, DC, New York area that I can't wait to share with you guys. So even though it's raining, I'm gonna go and try have a happy rest of my day, and you should too. Bye!